So this one was a little different. This is going to be a little different. This is a serious video. I want to get this out here. This young lady is very serious with her message. You read the title, you read the thumbnail, no clickbait. Let's go ahead and get to it. All right. So let's go ahead and be sure to subscribe, guys. Click the like button, click the alert so you don't miss any other videos. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this. I'm gonna run it back because I think it went up a little bit. This is about 3.5 minutes long. Real talk, real video. This is a warning to all females that may be deploying. This is gonna be something different that you probably hadn't heard, guys. So let's go ahead and get into this message.
For the Black women that are currently deployed, about to deploy, or active duty, you need to stick with your battle buddies. You need to scan those around you and figure out who is going to make sure that you stay alive. I'm not talking about the people in your platoon. I'm talking about your battles. If you haven't figured it out by now, you are fighting for a country that does not give a f about you. A lot of people get mad at that statement. Why'd you sign up then? Well, I signed up to go to college. Because currently the people that took out loans to go to college, see, because we have to go to college in order to get a good job, but the people that took out loans are now getting their wages garnished because they can't afford to pay those loans back, and they're using the money that they got from the good jobs. Anyway, you get it.
Yeah, I want to touch on that because we did get garnishments. And those of you who do have student loans, you already know they're taking that money. They're going to take your actual tax refund too. So a lot of that tax refund money that was going into the actual, public to the service sectors, helping the economy out, that's actually going to be rerouted back to the government because they're doing actual garnishments on student loans. So that's going to hit tax season very hard. It's going to be different. And she's right. A lot of people enlist, not because they want to be in the military. It's their only choice, man. It's the only thing they got. That's the only thing that they can actually latch on to because everything else didn't quite work out like it was supposed to. I'm not saying it's a bad option, but let's go ahead and continue.
Active duty at your post, getting ready to deploy, or already deployed, please know that the men around you are in survival. And because they're in survival and because there's less rules when you deploy, people think that they can do whatever the they want to do. They do not think that there will be consequences because they're in a foreign country. You need to watch your back. When I was active duty, I saw sergeants, first sergeants, privates, commanders, colonels. I saw their behavior, especially towards women, which made me think about Lavina Johnson. Lavina Johnson was 19 years old. She was deployed in Iraq and they found her dead in a tent. She had signs of severe sexual battery. She had broken teeth. She had chemical burns. And the Army said, let me give you a hint at who might have done it. It wasn't the enemy. Civilians that say, well, if all that stuff.
And I remember that story. That was that was an interesting story. And she brought that up. That's what hit me because I remember reading about that. I remember knowing about that back in the day. So, but it's very chilling. This message is very chilling. I'm going to go ahead and hit play. Let's go ahead and continue.
Actually goes down, why don't you tell? But state police can't do anything, and it's hard to tell the government on the government. A lot of women get essayed in the military. You are a woman around men that are aggressive. They're confused. They're mad that they even signed up. They haven't been around their wives in a long time. They're sexually frustrated. They think that war crimes and consequences don't apply to them. There's a lot of reasons, but a lot of women get essayed in the military, and I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of pain on their faces, and the pain on the women's faces that get essayed by my friend, or he was my battle, we served together, it far outweighs just any of the pain that I've seen.
See, that's kind of crazy. Now, that's something I'm not even going to lie to you. I talk to people about this and they're like, things like that happen. I don't expect that to happen in the armed forces. I don't expect for a woman. You would think that would be a safe zone. You would think that would be a safe space for a woman to enlist in any type of the branches. And, you would think that woman would be shielded from all that, right? It would be respectable men within the branches that wouldn't allow that to happen to other women, right? This is the part that shocked me. Maybe I'm oblivious to it. I don't know. But this kind of shocked me. This really hit me. I felt like women would be shielded in the armed forces. I always felt like a woman would be safe, essentially. She wouldn't have to worry about that. What she's talking about in the armed forces, but apparently I was wrong.
This is going to sound really up, but I don't know a cutesy way to say it. If this does happen to you, do not run to the first female sergeant or female commander that you see. Do not. Those females work really hard for their positions, and you'd be surprised how much they're just not girls. Do not act like you are going to tell on that person. Do not act like you're going to go get justice for yourself. I know you're going to want to. Do not do that. You are going to become a target. If you go too sharp, if you go to the program that they put in place to make sure that that type of doesn't happen, if you go to them, they're going to get all that information and bring it right back to your sergeant or commander. So if your sergeant or your commander is the one that did it, they're gonna know you told. So what do I do, right? You're gonna need to gather information. You're gonna get times, dates. You're gonna get what people were wearing, who was around. You're gonna get, hopefully they didn't leave a sample, but if they did, you're gonna get that sample and you're going to keep it. You're gonna need to take pictures and videos, and for some reason, the people that do nasty shit love bragging about it. So if it was me, I get a recording of that. You're gonna wanna wait till you're back home safe after the award ceremonies and the soldiers are back with their family. When you are safe, you're gonna wanna gather a group, your platoon sergeant, that battle I was telling you about, your first sergeant, that commander, and that sharp representative. You're gonna wanna make sure they're all in the room when you go ahead and you present your case. Then you're gonna request to get the out of that unit. What's gonna happen to him? Probably nothing. The higher the rank of the person you're telling on, the more in trouble you're going to be. You're going to want to and need to go to group therapy and therapy every week. Do not skip therapy. Don't want to be in anymore? I completely understand. They're going to need the notes from therapy. Go to therapy.
Yo, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. I didn't even know it was like this. So you go ahead and move out with this. Just listening to it for the second time, it's crazy. I didn't know it was like that. Let me know if you've been through anything like this. Let me know if you can co-sign what she's saying, because a lot of people are online making content and they make stuff up. I don't think she's making this up though. So let me know what you feel about this, man. I thought that women were shielded from this. I thought it was a safe zone. Apparently, evil is everywhere. I don't know, man. Let me know what you think about this, and we'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.